Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to explore the entire 2026 Citroën 2CV in complete detail. We'll cover everything that matters: the stunning exterior design, how the interior really feels to live with every day, all the technology and features you get, the real-world driving experience, and exactly how practical this car actually is when you own one. We'll also break down what this car does exceptionally well, where it falls short, whether the pricing makes sense, and how it stacks up against its competitors. By the time we reach the end, you'll have a complete understanding of this car and all the details you need to form your own opinion. So make sure you stick around until the very end, because we've got a lot of ground to cover. Now, there's something genuinely magical happening in the automotive world right now. Iconic cars are making comebacks, but not in the way you might think. Some manufacturers are going retro just for the sake of nostalgia, and it often falls flat. But then there are the ones that truly understand why their original design mattered in the first place. The 2026 Citroën 2CV is one of those rare revivals that manages to feel both reverent to its heritage and completely modern at the same time. This isn't just a car, it's a statement about what mobility should actually be. Let's find out if this legend lives up to the hype. To understand what makes the 2026 2CV special, you have to understand what made the original so extraordinary. Launched in 1948, the Citroën 2CV was designed with a singular purpose: to provide affordable, reliable transportation for ordinary people. It was democratic, it was classless, it was purely functional, but somehow had character that made you smile every time you saw one. Over 70 years, it became more than just a car. It became a cultural icon, a symbol of French ingenuity, and the idea that simplicity and elegance could coexist perfectly. The original production run lasted until 1990, and for decades, Citroën kept the nameplate dormant, respecting what it had been. But the world has changed. We have climate concerns, we have electric powertrains, and we have a generation of younger buyers who are tired of oversized, unnecessarily complex vehicles. The 2026 2CV emerges into this world as something bold, a reimagining that honors the past while embracing the future. Let's start with what you see first: the exterior design. And this is where Citroën has made some seriously clever choices. The silhouette is unmistakably 2CV. That distinctive profile, the curved lines, the overall proportions, they're all there, but refined for modern eyes. The front end features a reinterpreted grille area that's more integrated than the original, with LED lighting technology that gives it a contemporary feel without losing that charming personality. The headlights have that slightly playful expression that the original 2CV was famous for, but they're modern LED units that provide excellent visibility and visibility. The body is more aerodynamic than you might expect, which helps with efficiency and stability at higher speeds. The side profile is where you really see the design philosophy at work. Those elegant curves flow from the front door to the rear quarter panel in one continuous line. The windows are larger than the original, giving better visibility and making the interior feel airier, which is crucial for a car of this size. The roof has a softer dome shape compared to the original's more corrugated design, and it can actually be opened or removed in certain configurations, which is a nod to the original's optional sunroof design. The overall width is slightly broader than the classic 2CV, giving it better stability and more interior room without looking bloated. The rear end is equally thoughtful, with wraparound lighting that extends into the bodywork, and the overall proportions feel balanced and harmonious. One thing that really stands out is how Citroën has managed the material choices. The body panels use a mix of traditional steel and modern composite materials that keep weight down while maintaining that classic aesthetic. You can even get it in the iconic pastel color options that made the original so special. But you've also got modern metallic finishes and matte options for those who want a more contemporary look. Now let's step inside, because this is where the real story of modern design philosophy comes through. The interior of the 2026 2CV is purposefully simple, but not Spartan. There's a clear hierarchy in what matters and what doesn't. The dashboard is minimal, a curved piece that flows naturally from the door trim, with an integrated digital instrument cluster at the center. It's clean, it's uncluttered. There are no unnecessary buttons or switches. Everything feels intentional. The steering wheel is a compact, modern piece with a nice rim diameter that makes parking and maneuvering feel natural and responsive. The driving position is upright, which was always a hallmark of 2CV design, and it gives you excellent visibility all around. Your head is high, your eye line is forward and clear, and you feel connected to the road in a way that many modern cars have forgotten. The front seats are comfortable without being overtly sporty or aggressive. They're designed for long-distance comfort rather than dramatic support, and they're covered in high-quality upholstery options that you can customize. The rear bench seat can comfortably fit 2 adult passengers, though 3 is possible if you're friendly. The overall interior space feels bigger than the exterior dimensions suggest, partly because Citroën has kept the cabin free of unnecessary intrusions and trim. Storage is practical and thoughtfully placed. There are small cubbies on the doors, a shelf under the dashboard, and a proper glove compartment that actually holds a decent amount. The trunk might surprise you too. It's not massive, but it's genuinely usable for shopping, luggage, or small household items. The bottom is flat, the sides are straight, and you can actually stack things efficiently instead of dealing with wheel arches and angled shapes. The technology integration is perhaps the most interesting element. Citroën has resisted the temptation to cram every possible feature into this car. Instead, there's a minimalist digital infotainment system with a touchscreen that's proportional to the interior, not oversized, not intrusive. It connects to your smartphone wirelessly for navigation and music. You get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and the system is intuitive and responsive. There's also a physical volume knob and physical controls for the most important functions, because Citroën understands that tactile feedback matters, especially in a car that's all about simplicity and directness. The audio system is decent quality, nothing reference level, but it's clear and pleasant for both music and podcasts during your daily commute. There are USB-C charging ports throughout the cabin and wireless charging for compatible phones. Safety features are where modern engineering truly has to show up, and Citroën has delivered comprehensively. You get autonomous emergency braking that can detect other vehicles, cyclists and pedestrians. There's lane-keeping assistance that's non-intrusive and actually helpful rather than annoying. Blind spot monitoring is standard, as is rear cross-traffic alert. The car is equipped with 6 airbags as standard, and the structural design uses high-strength steel in all the critical areas. The body architecture has been validated through rigorous crash testing, and the car achieves solid Euro NCAP ratings. It's a small car, so physics still matters. In a collision with a much larger vehicle, that physics advantage will always exist. But within its class, and against other small cars, the 2026 2CV is genuinely safe. Under the skin, you've got a choice of powertrains, which is crucial in 2026. There's a petite 3-cylinder gasoline engine that produces around 80 horsepower and gets exceptional fuel economy, in the mid-50s miles per gallon range on the combined cycle. It's not fast, but it's engaging. The engine feels connected to your inputs, and it has just enough character to make driving enjoyable. The transmission is a smooth 6-speed automatic that doesn't hunt for gears or feel hesitant. But here's the really interesting part. Citroën is also offering a fully electric version, the 2CV Electric. This is where the philosophy of the original car truly translates to modern mobility. The electric motor provides roughly 110 horsepower of instant torque, which actually makes the electric version quicker off the line than the gasoline car. The battery pack is integrated low in the chassis, maintaining a low center of gravity. The range on a full charge is around 200 miles in real-world driving, which covers most daily commutes and local trips with ease. The charging infrastructure in Europe is now mature enough that this is genuinely practical. Let's talk about what it actually feels like to drive this car. The steering is light and direct, with a quick rack ratio that makes the car feel smaller than it is when you're threading through city streets. The suspension uses independent double wishbones at the front and a trailing arm setup at the rear, which is sophisticated for a car of this price. The ride is compliant but not soft. It soaks up bumps and urban imperfections without feeling wallowy. There's a slight air suspension option that Citroën offers, which improves ride quality further and actually adjusts ride height at speed for better aerodynamic efficiency. The overall handling character is friendly and predictable. It's not a sports car, and it makes no pretense of being one, but it's honest. It communicates what's happening through the controls, it responds linearly to your inputs, and it's genuinely fun in a quiet, unpretentious way. The turning radius is incredibly tight, making parking in tight urban spaces a breeze. Visibility is excellent thanks to the large windows and the upright seating position. The engine note, in the gasoline version, is a pleasant three-cylinder rasp that adds character without being intrusive. In the electric version, there's an almost meditative silence, with just the whisper of the motor and the road noise at normal speeds. Fuel economy in the gasoline version is genuinely impressive. You're looking at consistent mid-50s in mixed driving, which hasn't been achieved by mainstream small cars in years. The small fuel tank means you'll stop for fuel frequently if you're on a long road trip. But this is part of the philosophy. This is a car for short to medium trips, for urban and suburban driving, for those who don't need to travel 800 kilometers in a single stretch regularly. The electric version has no fuel stops, of course, just a charging stop when you need one, and home charging adds convenience that's hard to overstate. Now let's be honest about what this car is and isn't. The 2026 2CV is brilliant in the city and thoroughly adequate on the highway. It's not fast, it's not powerful, and if you regularly need to transport 5 adults or a van's worth of cargo, this isn't your answer. Top speed is around 115 miles per hour, which is perfectly fine for motorway driving, but you won't be passing anyone quickly. The engine in the gasoline version needs to be worked to access its performance envelope. So highway driving means keeping the revs up. The interior, while charming, is simple. There's no leather, no ambient lighting, no 12-speaker audio system. But here's what it is. It's honest. It's affordable. It's efficient. It's reliable. It's designed to last. And it's got an honesty and purity of purpose that gets rarer by the year in automotive design. The practical side of ownership is where the 2CV philosophy really shines. Service costs are low because the car uses common parts and straightforward mechanicals. Repairs are relatively simple for any competent mechanic. Parts availability is excellent because Citroën is backing this car with proper supply chains. Insurance groups are low for a new car. Fuel costs are minimal. The electric version's operating costs are even lower, with electricity being cheaper per mile than gasoline. Depreciation is something we'll have to watch over time, but given the iconic nature of the brand and the enthusiast interest, I'd expect these cars to hold value better than equivalent mainstream competitors. When we compare the 2026 2CV to its direct competitors, the conversation gets interesting. You could argue the Fiat 500e is a competitor, but the 500 has become more expensive and more lifestyle-focused. The 2CV is cheaper and more practical. The Renault 5 Turbo 3e is closer in philosophy, and it's also a revival of an iconic small car, but it's more performance-focused and more expensive. The Honda E is brilliant, but it's positioned more as a premium city car. The Citroën is simpler and more affordable. The Peugeot E208 is competent, but lacks the character and the clear design philosophy. In terms of pure simplicity and value for money, the 2026 2CV occupies a unique space. It's the car for someone who's consciously rejected the idea that a car needs to be complicated to be good, complicated to be modern, complicated to be fun. The 2026 2CV arrives in a market that's increasingly recognizing that not every solution needs to be the most complex, the fastest, or the most technologically loaded. It's a car that appeals to different kinds of buyers, to young urban dwellers who want their first car to be simple and affordable, to empty nesters who want something practical and easy to park, to enthusiasts who appreciate automotive honesty and design clarity, to environmentally conscious buyers who see simplicity and efficiency as virtues, to people who are just tired of the direction modern cars have gone and want something that feels like an antidote to automotive excess. The pricing is crucial here. In Europe, the 2026 Citroën 2CV starts at around €15,000 for the gasoline version and €22,000 for the electric version. These are genuinely accessible prices for new cars with modern safety, reliability, and warranty coverage. In terms of value for money, you're getting a new car with a 5-year warranty, excellent fuel economy, low running costs, and a design that will age gracefully rather than looking dated in 5 years. Compare this to mainstream alternatives from competitors, and the 2CV offers measurably better value. The reality is that the 2026 Citroën 2CV matters. It matters because it proves that not every new car needs to chase horsepower, weight, and complexity. It proves that there's still a market for simplicity. It proves that nostalgia, when done properly and authentically, can point toward a better future, not a retreat into the past. It's a car that makes you think differently about what a car should be, and it backs up that philosophy with genuinely good engineering and honest design. The weaknesses are real but minor. It's not for long-distance highway road warriors. The infotainment system, while simple, lacks some of the sophistication of larger cars. The performance is modest. The rear legroom isn't generous. But these aren't design failures. They're deliberate choices made in service of the car's core values. What you're left with is a car that's refreshingly honest in a market that's often cynical. It's a car that respects its owner's intelligence and doesn't insult them with unnecessary complications. It's a car that's genuinely fun to drive in the ways that matter: steering, visibility, maneuverability, the sense of connection between you and the road. It's a car that will make you smile every time you unlock it and pull away from the curb. Not because it's fast or flashy, but because it's so perfectly, defiantly itself. So, should you buy one? If you value simplicity, character, affordability, and genuinely thoughtful design, the answer is absolutely yes. If you need a car that prioritizes on-paper performance metrics, or if you frequently find yourself driving 8 people somewhere, then this probably isn't it. But if you want a new car that feels like the antithesis of the bloated, complicated vehicles dominating the market right now, if you want something efficient, honest, and fun, if you want to make a quiet statement about conscious consumption and automotive values, then the 2026 Citroën 2CV is absolutely worth your serious consideration. It's a car that respects you as a driver and a consumer, and that's becoming increasingly rare. I genuinely hope you found this review helpful and thorough. If you enjoyed it and learned something about this car, please hit that like button. It really does help the channel grow. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we're constantly exploring cars that are interesting, different, and worth your attention. And please drop a comment below, letting me know what you think about the 2026 2CV. Do you think it's a brilliant return of an icon, or do you think nostalgia has blinded people to its limitations? The conversation in the comments is what makes this community special, so I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.